Australia, a biodiversity hotspot and one of the 17 megadiverse countries in the world, is home to a large number of unique, endemic and endangered species. Here you can find animals ranging from the sturdy loggerhead turtles to the daunting great white sharks to the cute and fluffy chuditch. We are also home to the Great Barrier Reef, an iconic and absolutely stunning coral reef, which is also considered the largest living thing on Earth. However, just naming places as diverse, rare or endangered is just not good enough. Knowing is one thing, but actively helping is another, something that we all really need to think about. As such, recovery planning is an incredibly helpful tool in assisting the conservation of species and habitats in the long term. Recovery plans are guides people can adopt or implement to assist in the recovery of threatened plants and animals. Through recovery planning, we can protect what we have and even restore populations and habitats to a better state. Not just that, we can manage and reduce threats to a species or a habitat. As good as this sounds, however, there are always pros and cons. First, looking at the pros, we can use recovery planning to figure a layout of what we can and should do for a species. There are frameworks, scopes, visions, goals, and objectives that are outlined which people can work towards. Recovery planning is a great start to the eventual long-term management of a species or habitat. As mentioned in Westwood et al.'s paper, Redefining Recovery, a generalized framework for assessing species recovery. This also applies not to just conservation, but in legislation and medicine too. A trend that has been making its round is that we are starting to produce more multi-species recovery plans. As far as recovery plans go, this is more cost-effective and looks at a broader overview of the ecosystem. It looks at species interactions, the different species living in a habitat, how we can conserve these interactions and protect them. Okay, and now to the cons. Watson et al.'s 2011 paper, Evaluating Threatened Species Recovery Plan, notes many issues with recovery planning for threatened species. It suggests that the choice of species for recovery planning are quite biased, especially towards species other than plants, fish, and invertebrates. People would much prefer to donate money to the cute and cuddly giant panda than a blobfish. Poor thing, not the most beautiful creature on this planet, not even close. It's been named the world's ugliest animal. Would you throw millions of dollars at it? There is also a lot of uncertainty in science, and that is the same when producing a recovery plan. A lot of it is a case-by-case basis, and recovery plans should be used as a guide. At least 5 million Australian dollars has been spent since 1999, investing into developing plans for over 600 species, yet only around 500 have plans. Can we say that the money invested was well spent? To conclude, there are some recommendations I would like to make. One recommendation I would suggest for the future of recovery planning is the increased use of multi-species recovery plans. These days we know that there are multiple interactions between species and other species or their environments. Another issue that should be covered in the future is clarity. Definitions and actions should be clearer to allow for a better use of a restoration plan and hence making it more successful. Finally, something that we all strongly know is that the conservation of species requires more funding. The government and other authorities should put their foot in further through the door of conservation and help protect and restore what they should care about in this rapidly changing world.